It's no longer a recommendation. It is something that we emphasize as a testable curriculum within social studies.
Should students in Nebraska have to take a civics test to graduate? Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Megan Conway. Rod has the night off. Now, that's a question that's being debated down at the state capitol. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Nicole Cousins has more details in our top story. Nicole?
That's right, Megan. And two senators are proposing two separate bills that would require schools to administer civics exams to students in Nebraska. What do we call the first 10 amendments of the Constitution? Who was the president during World War I? How many U.S. senators are there? These are some questions Senators Bob Christ and Lydia Brosh think every student should know the answers to before graduating. Both introduced separate bills that would make Nebraska the 17th state requiring high school students to pass the same tests immigrants have to pass before gaining citizenship to America.
I believe that this is not a burdensome test, and I believe that every generation has gotten further and further away from our foundation as a country.
Brosh's proposal only mandates public school students pass the exam with at least a 70%. Christ wants to change the current law by putting individual school boards in charge of finding the best way to teach students social studies starting in grade school. Every pupil in public, private, parochial, and denominational school would have to take some form of civics exam before graduation. Under this amendment, districts could require more, like Nebraska history.
One of the basic problems in this state is Americanism is over here and the social studies standards are over here. And the two of them need to come together. And that's what this amendment does in some ways.
Christ's proposal has support from the Nebraska Department of Education and the Nebraska Association of School Boards. Still, some senators think the decision should come from educators, not lawmakers.
I'm troubled by the fact that we have to put statutes in place to have you do what we think would be normally taught in a public school about America.
A current Elkhorn teacher says it would be hard to fit a 100-question exam into her already packed curriculum.
Setting aside an entire class period to do this in a whole, it takes a whole class period to do all 100 questions. We have a lot to do. One more day is burdensome.
Both bills have to be approved in the Education Committee before advancing to the floor for debate. Now, just a little bit of history on the progress of this bill. Senator Christ proposed a similar proposal last year. He says this year, if his proposal does not make it through the session, it will be his priority bill next session.
Interesting topic. Thank you, Nicole, for our top story.